Unit 7B review, number 18. An observer on the ground watches a rocket launch from a point 1,200 feet away. As the rocket rises, the distance from the observer to the rocket increases. So here we have the rocket. It will make a 90-degree angle with the ground from the point where it launched. The observer is standing here, and it is 1,200 feet away. At an elevation of 2,000 feet, the rocket to the nearest tenth of a foot is how far from the observer? So if the elevation is 2,000 feet, we've got to find how far from the observer is the rocket. So the distance here between the rocket and the observer. Because we know two sides of the right triangle, in order to find the third side, we can use Pythagorean theorem. The hypotenuse must be the C value in the Pythagorean theorem. The A and B do not matter which one is which. You could punch in 2,000 squared plus 1,200 squared. You'll get a very large number when you do that. So I'm going to go ahead and solve for C, so I can let the calculator do it all at once. We'll need to do that by taking the square root. Squaring and square root are opposites of each other, so that will solve for C in order to get it by itself. Notice here we're not able to cancel the squaring and square root because we have the addition sign between those numbers. We would need to square them, then add them before ever taking the square root if we were working this out on our own. We'll let the calculator do all the hard work. For the square root of 2,000 squared plus 1,200 squared, all of that under the radical sign will solve for C. Round this to the nearest tenth. So our tenths place, with one decimal behind, is an 8, so that is 5 or more. We'll round up. 2,332.4. And our units are in feet. Part B, what is the angle of elevation from the observer to the rocket? The angle of elevation from the observer to the rocket, we're asked to find this angle measure. I'll let it represent him. We've now found all three side measurements. However, it's best if you use what's given to you from the beginning. So I'm going to stick with trying to use the 2,000 and the 1,200. From this angle, those are the opposite and adjacent sides, so that's the relationship of tangent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Because we do not know the angle measure, we'll need to use inverse tangent. Opposite of this angle is the 2,000. Adjacent, it attaches the angle with the 90 degrees, is 1,200. Be sure your calculator is in the correct mode. Use second tangent to get inverse tangent. 2,000 divided by 1,200. Rounding to the nearest degree, that's 59 degrees.